Subscribe to my channel Vairu and hit the bell notification icon to get the latest updates. If you love the videos, please don't forget to hit the like button and share them with your friends, and also leave your feedback in the comment section below. Additionally, you may also follow me on some of the major social media sites online, of which links are mentioned in the description below.
अब हिंदी सबटाइटल्स के लिए YouTube के कैप्शन अनुवाद का उपयोग करें।
Hello friends, Viraj here, and there is a good news. Drones will now be legal in India. Thanks to this gentleman, our Honorable Civil Aviation Minister, who presented a civil aviation requirement draft last week. In this video, we will have a look at what this draft holds for civilians like you and me. So, let's roll. Disclaimer alert, points mentioned in this video are my personal interpretation of the CAR presented by the government. It may not be 100% accurate, so please pardon me.
So, before we start, let's have a look at the existing scenario of drones in India. The years 2016 and 2017 have been years of speculation when it comes to buying, importing or selling of drones on Indian soils. There have been tons of questions floating around the internet regarding this issue. Lots of videos by YouTubers with unclear answers. So the next couple of slides would actually try addressing these questions. So the most common question is whether importing drones in India is banned in the first place. The answer to this question is unclear. Yes, it is banned if you get caught. No, it is not banned if you don't get caught. What happens here is the government of India has appointed a specialized wing called Wireless Planning and Coordination Wing, who is responsible to monitor imports of any kind of products or toys that actually work on radio frequency platform. What WPC further has done is sent a simple notice to the Customs Department to detain each and every product that is being imported to India which uses a wireless technology. Customs, as an obedient organization, follows the WPC norms. In order to actually authorize the customs to ship this detained parcels, you would need to present an equipment type approval or a license, which is again issued by the WPC. Now the funny thing is, WPC or the ETA license is not perpetual. So you need to pay 10,000 rupees per license, per model, per piece. So if I am importing DJI Spark tomorrow, I will need an ETA license worth 10,000 rupees and I can use it only once. It's not perpetual. So next time if I'm importing the same model from the same seller, I'll have to pay 10,000 rupees again to WPC. So as you see, it's very difficult for a common man to import these wireless products or drones in India. So the next time you blame the Customs Department of being lethargic, think twice. It's not the customs you need to blame, it is the WPC. Let me show you some examples. This screenshot was actually taken from India Post website, wherein you can see a drone was ordered from Singapore which got stuck in the customs but was eventually delivered to the end customer. But in this example, the second slide, the same drone was ordered in the next month, it got stuck in the customs and a show cause notice was sent to the end customer asking for the WPC approval. So all this thing works on a case-to-case basis. There is a random sampling, random inspection at the customs premises. So if you don't get caught, you're just lucky. There's no change in the legality of imports. That brings us to the second most frequently asked question. Is buying and selling of drones banned in India? Again, the answer is unclear. WPC has the authority to take actions against non-ETA licensed wireless product sellers. So it has already sent notices to various e-commerce websites to actually delist these products that they have listed on their website. But as you know, a government is a macro kind of organization and it has a nation to run. So these are trivial issues and actions have not been taken yet. But that doesn't mean it's legal to actually buy or sell drones in India. The third most frequently asked question is flying drones banned in India. The bad news is yes, flying of drones is banned in India It wasn't banned until 2016 when some idiots managed to actually fly their drones in the controlled airspace. You must have heard of the incidents wherein the pilots spotted some drones in the controlled airspace. And due to these sporadic incidents, the government put a blanket ban on anything and everything that is electronic in nature and flies in the Indian airspace and doesn't have any pilot boarded on it. This also includes balloons. So that's the answer for your question. So now coming to the most interesting part, the Civil Aviation Requirement or the CAR that was issued by our Honorable Civil Aviation Minister a couple of days back and is open for receiving feedback from the corporates and the general public till 1st December 2017. So all these legalities surrounding the buying, importing or flying of drones is covered under this draft. This video would mainly focus on the legal points that has been presented in this draft. So most probably by the first week of January 2018, we will be receiving a final guidebook about drones which would be based upon this CAR draft and we would be good to go. For time being, let's have a look what this draft actually focuses on. So usually drones are classified on basis of their usage, that is drones which are used by civilians, that is the general public, drones which are used for commercial purposes and drones which are used by the government or the government agencies. Then there are drones which are used in the controlled airspace, that is by the government and the military agencies, and there are drones which are used in the uncontrolled airspace, mostly by the general public. In this CAR, the drones have been classified on basis of their weight into nano, micro, mini, small and large. So this video would specifically focus on drones which are used by civilians in the uncontrolled airspace and focus on the nano and micro segment because I feel these two segments would be the most demanded segment or the segment wherein a lot of action will take place in 2018. So there are different terminologies when it comes to weight of a flying object. In this CAR, the maximum takeoff weight has been considered in order to classify the drones. This is nothing but the raw weight of the drone without any accessories or payload. So as you see, the drones which weigh below 250 grams fall under the nano category. So all those cheap Chinese quadcopters would actually fall in this category. Unfortunately, your DJI Spark would fall in the micro category because it weighs around 300 grams if I'm not wrong. Micro category drones are those which have the maximum takeoff weight in between 250 grams and 2 kilograms. The mini drones are something which fall between 2 kilograms and 25 kilograms. So the DJI Inspire and all those commercial drones would fall under this category. Strangely, the drones classified as small would fall under the category of weighing between 25 kilograms to 150 kilograms. So it's a bit strange to call it a small drone, but that's how the government classifies it. So any kind of military or commercial drone may fall in the small and large category. That's what I feel. You can have a look at the abbreviations by pausing the videos. These abbreviations will be used frequently in the next couple of slides. So this CAR has been divided on basis of its content into subsections, and my slides are based upon this subsection. So the first subsection deals with applicability of this draft. The first point is that the rules mentioned in this draft don't apply to manufacturing of drones. For manufacturing a drone, you would need other licenses and permissions from the government. Any kind of autonomous aircrafts are strictly prohibited, which just means that you need to fly your drones inside your vision, that is, never let a drone to go out of your sight. The third point is obvious, that is, if you want to fly a drone in the controlled airspace, you need permissions from the national and local authorities. And the fourth point is it's always advisable to actually inform the local police about the flight plan of your drones. This rule may not apply for the nano drones. For all other drones, this rule is applicable. So the next subsection deals with unique identification number and unmanned aircraft operator permits. UIN is nothing but pretty similar to the RTO approved number plates that you fix on your automobiles. UAOP is nothing but quite similar to the license that the RTO issues for you to operate your automobile. Now the good news is nano drones won't require a UIN subject to flight intent of up to 50 feet above ground level. That's fine because I don't feel that the nano drones will ever fly above 50 feet. Micro drones, on the other hand, are not exempt from UAN but are exempt from UAOP up to 200 feet. So DJI, Spark, and Mavic users can rejoice on this. All other drones would require UIN and UAOP on a compulsory basis. The next subsection deals with an important matter, that is the safety of both the flyer as well as the general public. So any kind of loss, incident or accident that your drone faces needs to be informed to the local police, DGCA and BCAS. You won't be able to sell your drones to anyone without the DGCA permission. So all those second-hand drone sellers on OLX, beware. The fourth point is something which is very interesting, and I would take some time to focus on this, because these are the points that you need to know before the purchase of a drone. So people who are in the drone industry or familiar with the flying of drones, this is quite a bit of common sense for them. But for general public, let me explain these points a bit. Now, fireproof identification plate is nothing but the number plate on which you would be inscribing the UIN and other details which you feel is necessary for someone to track your drone when you lose it. GPS, again, a very useful function for tracking your drones and flight plans. Return to home is an important feature. That is, when you actually lose control of your drone, it will return to the ground station or the user automatically. Flash strobe is nothing but the flashing LED light that many drones come with, but if your drone doesn't have it, you need to place a flashing strobe on it. RFID and GSM SIM is pretty much common sense. App-based tracking, you can track your drones on your cell phone if you have placed a SIM on your drone. Geofencing technology, collision avoidance, SSR transporter, these are something on a technical side and would be required only on drones which fly above 200 feet. So nano and micro drone flyer may not bother about this. Strangely, barometer is also included for the drones which fly above 200 feet. But barometer is something which is used widely even in nano and micro drones for the altitude hold feature. So that's pretty common sensor. Yeah, so it's very important to have a list of all these features before you buy your drone, because once you apply for UIN, you need all these features present on your drone. So it shouldn't happen that you purchase your drone and then while applying for a UIN you realize that all these features were not on your checklist. The next section deals with maintenance and insurance and training of the pilots, remote pilots. So for nano and micro drones, the government is solely relying upon the user for self-inspection and self-policing. You don't need to maintain any records of servicing for nano and micro drones, but for other drones, you will need to maintain service records so that whenever any government agency asks for this record, you can present it. Third-party insurance is compulsory, pretty similar to the automobiles, wherein you need to insure your vehicle. You will need to insure your drone also. This would help cover the damages caused by your drone to someone else, not covering you in person. Training purposes, again, nano and micro drones are exempt, so you can use those YouTube videos and tutorials to learn how to fly drones. It's your awareness and judgment that the government is depending upon. But for other drones, you would need to attend a certified training program wherein you would be trained for flying these drones. So you can find the details in the CAR. I won't be going into those details in these slides because I am dealing with the nano and micro segments. So moving on to the next slide, that is the operations of these drones. So as usual, airport authorities of India and the Air Force would be involved in monitoring the movements. Nano and micro RPA operating between 50 feet and 200 feet above ground level won't be needing to submit a flight plan as such or even obtain an ADC, Air Defense Approval or something. You can check the abbreviation slide for that. So the third point is very important. The weather should be clear when you fly your drones. There should be no rain, no hailstorms, no snowfalls, and the velocity of the wind should be around 10 knots or below. So that's something which you need to keep track of. Many drones provide these features, but for the nano drones it would be a problem. The fourth point is very important, that is one person can fly only one drone, that is you can't multitask. So that is something which you need to keep in mind. all those racing drone enthusiasts, there's something which you need to be taking care of. So the next section deals with legal obligations of flying these drones. So abiding to the rules of this CAR won't give you a permanent license to fly your drones anywhere you wish. So if you're flying a drone in the private property of someone else, then the owner has the right to take legal action against you. Against state law, apart from the national law is applicable in this case. Any government authority has the right to inform the local authorities that you are breaching or infringing the provisions of this CAR. So anyone from the government authority can actually take legal actions against you. That's what this point means. So that pretty much sums up all the subsections of this CAR draft. I will be including a direct link to the DGCA website from which you can download the original PDF file of this draft. The next slide deals with purchase process of a UIN based drone, which I came up with so that it can act as a reference for all those people who are looking forward to buy a DJI Spark or a Mavic. The first step would actually be to select the drone of your choice, online or offline. In the second step, you need to ask the manufacturer or the seller to share the manual or technical sheet of the drones that you're purchasing, because in the third step what will happen is you would need all these manuals and technical sheets to be submitted to the DGCA along with the requisite fees. The fee has not yet been decided, so that may be shared in the later point of time by DGCA. In the fourth point, what will happen is DGCA will be evaluating your application and then granting you import clearance permission on case-to-case basis. In the fifth step, the import clearance permission from the DGCA will be forwarded to the DGFT. DGFT is related to foreign trade, so they will be giving you an import license. Now on basis of this import license, you would be able to order your drone. You may choose to scan these licenses and documents to the seller in advance so that he can attach a copy of this on your parcel, or wait till your parcel gets stuck at the customs and then present your documents to the customs and then get a clearance of your parcel, and lastly pay the custom duty and receive your drone. So this is what I predict would be an ideal purchase process once this CAR gets implemented post January. So after watching this video, we now know what the situation of drones in India was in the past, what it is in the present, and how it will shape up in the future. But while creating this presentation, there were some questions that cropped up which didn't have clear answers that I would be discussing in the next two slides. So now the first question is, why not classify drones on basis of their payload carrying capacity? Now we all know that electronic items tend to get smaller in size day by day without affecting the actual ability of these items to perform a given task. Same applies to the drones. It's not hard to predict smaller drones with larger payload capacity in the future. So why not prepare well in advance for them? Second question is whether UAO permit is required for outdoor operations of nano drones. Now this question came in my mind when I read this line: nano RPO operating below 50 feet AGL is in uncontrolled airspace and indoor operations. So it's given uncontrolled airspace and indoor operations. So the and versus or is something which is confusing me, because if I want to fly a nano drone in an uncontrolled airspace in an outdoor environment, will I require a permit for that? So if I need a permit for that, again it doesn't make sense. It means that I need to be using nano drones only in the indoors, not in the outdoors. Third question is that, is WPC ETA approval required for nano drones? Most important question. I'll tell you why. That is, if ETA approval, which costs about rupees 10,000 for one license, one single license, is required to purchase nano drones which cost in between rupees 1500 and 8000 rupees, the whole CAR doesn't make sense for a common man like you and me. So I won't be shelling 10,000 rupees to get a license to import a nano drone worth anywhere between 1500 rupees to 8,000 rupees. It doesn't make sense. The fourth question is that I can't find Rule 15A in the Airport Rules 1937. The Rule 15A is meant to have details on the fees required to apply for a UIN and UAOP. Another question is, will there be any authorized training centers which would train remote pilots to operate the drones, just like RTO approved driving schools for automobiles? The next question again is, what about low cost self-built drones? Is self-assessment possible? That is, drones are not rocket science these days. You can assemble your own drone just like a personal computer. So if I assemble my own drone and it falls in the nano or micro category, so what are the rules which I need to follow for that? Now please don't state that DIY drones would be illegal in India. Again, that wouldn't make sense. So it's my request to the government that they come up with a proper guideline of obtaining a UIN and UAOP for the do-it-yourself drones, so that students from engineering colleges and other people who want to research on drones can actually assemble their own drones and learn new things from that. It would aid many kind of research. The seventh question is, would the restricted or dangerous areas be mapped on the navigation providers map lists? This feature is something which the government should be working on, wherein the drone would be automatically able to detect dangerous areas and get into the return to home function once it detects these restricted or controlled airspaces. Or maybe even good, that it would deny from starting if the user forces it to start in such areas. Yeah, so that's pretty much the kind of questions that came up in my mind, and I feel there should be some clarity on these questions.
So what do you think about this draft? If you have any feedback, please use the comment section. As usual, thank you for watching this video.
सब्सक्राइब कीजिए मेरे चैनल वायरू को और क्लिक कीजिए बेल नोटिफिकेशन आइकन लेटेस्ट अपडेट्स पाने के लिए। इन वीडियोस को लाइक और शेयर करना मत भूलिएगा। आप भेज सकते हैं अपने फीडबैक कमेंट सेक्शन में और फॉलो कर सकते हैं मुझे कुछ चुनिंदा सोशल मीडिया वेबसाइट्स पे, जिनके लिंक्स आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में मिल जाएंगे।